We're live. Are people still here? Are people still watching our show? I mean that kind of existentially as well. I'm kind of asking that question. Yeah, all right, sweet.
Someone ever.
All right. Would it be Smackdown without technical chaos? It would not be. If there's anything I want to be known for, it's technical issues.
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
Gotta keep them on their toes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean that's kind of my major plan is to keep everyone on their toes constantly. It's not about the art. It's not about Smackdown. It's
It's a
about
learning experience, so you offer lessons from every direction.
that's kind of my thing. I'm so like that's why I keep bringing you back
You're a
on
giver.
because you get it. You
Yeah.
get me. You see me for who I am and who I want to be.
And I'm here for every lesson. I'm just so glad to join and learn.
And at least Audio Gabriel is still watching existentially. That's
You guys, I fucked up the chat and I don't know how to make it so I can see it again.
how is that so tell what the person who causes all the technical issues every week. Let me walk you through how to not have technical issues. What are you experiencing right now? Walk me through it.
I see just our faces and none of our friends' context for me to converse with them because at one point I clicked an X
Oh, you know what it might be?
that I
Um,
failed.
I think it's so there's a mode that you can click that takes the chat away where you can where
Yeah,
you only,
guys, I am so sorry. I did not mean to do it and I did it.
so if you look at the top right, there's like live, right? There's a live like button, like right that's red if you hover your mouse over the
Yeah,
like, the
yeah,
screen.
yeah.
To the right is there like an arrow pointing left.
To the right, there's nothing.
Well,
I
that
killed everything. I pushed every button I can tell on this page. We
well
don't need to spend the whole setup with more technical issues that I caused. Because again, guys, we're here for you to learn.
that's right. It's educational
So
at the end of the
my
day.
lesson to you is don't accidentally click the chat because you might never get her back.
Well, do that, folks. That's if you walk away with one thing, walk away with that piece of wisdom. Well, here we are. It's Casual Thursday. Our special guest here tonight is Katie the Hutch. Say hi, Katie.
So happy to be back with you all. One of my favorite places to be.
Um, oh, Frankie Babe just said, "Oh no, Hutch won't know if we say nice things about her." I'll let her know. I'll keep
I
her.
do love when people talk about me. So good or bad, I'm just happy to know that I'm part of the conversation.
At what point I had set up the alert box that was supposed to like showcase chat at the bottom of the screen, but yeah, like most things with Art Smackdown, technical.
I don't mean to. Yeah,
Shrug.
guys, I'm going to end up doing some Googling after this because my girl Google always knows what's up. And I'll be back for you for next time. But for this time, it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's that I'm ignorant.
I will keep. I will educate you. I will rid you of your chat ignorance. Um. Well. Once again, this is Casual Thursday. For those of you tuning in for the first time to Art Smackdown, Art Smackdown is like Nailed It, but with art. Normally, those are Monday nights. On Thursday nights, it is Art Smackdown is like Nailed It, but with art, except take out the Nailed It part. Take out the competition. And
Just casual here. We're
it's
just
cash.
a bunch of creatives creating.
Hutch and I are going to give 3 art challenges, and you folks at home can choose to do those art challenges. And if you do, you can email them in to fartsmackdown@gmail.com. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart fact down.
That's a smart name when Art Smackdown is taken.
Yeah. It's Fart Smackdown with an F because Art Smackdown is already taken. You email to us, and then we will showcase your lovely, amazing, wonderful art on the stream. We will tell you how amazing and wonderful it is, and then we will just move on to the next challenge.
I'm so excited to see all the amazing wonder because we've got some interesting challenges.
We do.
There's lots of room for creativity, and I'm here for it.
And the challenges are timed. First is a 3-minute challenge. Second is a 15-minute challenge. And the third is a 30-minute challenge. And God damn it, Frankenbabe, if it is not my place on this earth to validate you, I don't know what is. Also, tonight's 3 challenges, they're all run within a similar theme. And I'm excited to share this with you. I want to get into the first challenge. What do you say, Katie?
Let's do it.
Fuck yeah. All right. The first challenge, you may have seen it a little earlier when we first came into when we first went live, because it was kind of up. But now I'm putting it back up. The first challenge is,
Dun, 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 dun.
what is the next step in human evolution? Go.
The next thing we grow or develop or
Oh, my wife is FaceTiming me. Hold on. I probably shouldn't be doing this live on.
We love Allie.
Hey, I'm smacking down.
You're on in.
I'm on Smackdown. Say hi.
Hi, Allie.
She said hi. Allie is in Maryland right now. I see you just got to Annapolis. It looks beautiful. You look great. I'm going. There's 2.5 minutes left of the art challenge. We have all day. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
If you guys don't know Allie, she's awesome. She has red hair. She looks great in stripes. She's got amazing comedic timing, but she also is a great listener, and she's going to go bowling with me someday.
I'm so glad I'm recording this because I will share this to her, and it will make her fucking year to hear you say all those things about her. She was on the stream last week with our very good friend Olivia, where we showed the audience Olivia and her friend and our other friends of ours made this video, like they recreated Jurassic Park, but from memory. Like, none of them were allowed to have watched it recently before, or in preparation for it. So they just sat around and were like, I remember this part. And they sort of tied it loosely all together and just made a really silly fucking video.
One of the first films I did as a child was that, but Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
We made my dad's shop vac R2-D2.
Oh, that's amazing. Did you film it? Is it somewhere?
It exists somewhere. I don't think we ever completed it, but we were just retelling it with only what we remembered, and there was very interesting parts that stuck in our little 10-year-old brains.
Oh man, we need to see that. I need to see that. Quick, with a minute left, what to you is the next step in human evolution?
I hope, for the sake of what we're doing, it's either something with our skin being able to handle more because of climate change.
Oh, wow.
Or our breath being able to handle more because of air pollution. That's where I'm hoping we as a species go, to get some level of armor enhancement for one of those two parts of us. I just feel like it would be good for realistic survival. How about you?
I'm gonna say gills. To deal with the rising water, that we will become somewhat amphibious.
Tadpole again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will start popping back in.
I think so.
Ooh, I could be into that. Start Little Mermaiding this shit.
Yes. Yeah, that was. I mean, I had a very unhealthy relationship with the Little Mermaid. Hence why I married someone who looks like the Little Mermaid.
Oh my God, you did marry.
Time is up. That art supply's down. That's 3 minutes. Is up, and send in your art to upartsmackdown at gmail.com.
Yes.
Oh, Audio Gabriel said, our saliva will generate a French fry taste so we don't feel compelled to eat fatty foods. That is genius.
That is brilliant.
That
it would
is
completely
genius.
change my diet, but I mean, it would probably be good for my health.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for all of us, I think. I haven't had fast food in a very long time, but there's a part of me that misses it, but I also don't really quite understand. I no longer understand what it tastes like.
Yeah, I haven't had fast food barely at all since I was in high school, stereotypical fast food. But I'm not going to lie, about 90% of my diet is meat and chocolate. And I don't think that's what it's supposed to be.
Meat and chocolate.
Yep. That's the bulk of it by far.
Wow, it's that's There's so much comedy happening in my brain right now with that, and I just can't land on one. Like, part of me is like that's like that was very much my diet, like out of college, just like.
I was gonna say, like, as a child, because typically my taste buds are attracted to roughly what like a 3 to 8-year-old is in the mood for. That's my shit.
What kind of meat? Like, are you like all sorts of meat, or
yeah, I'm not really a hater. I used to consume a lot more red meat when I was younger, but it's not as easy for my body to handle these days. / it's more expensive. And I'm a frugal spender. But I have developed
frugal spender.
Keep it fresh. I have ventured more into apparently making my own jingles for myself and the seafoods. I'm liking some more fish and shellfishy kind of.
Ooh, all right.
Which I still consider meat.
Same. We had all this like frozen-ish meat that came with our Sunbasket, and I was like, oh, just put the meat in the freezer, and I was like, it's fish, and I was like, is fish not meat? I guess not.
A little weird, different thing.
But do you still eat beef?
Yeah. Again, I'm happy to enjoy any meat I've ever tried. I don't believe I've disliked any. Yeah. I'm not that terribly adventurous, but I'm here for it. I'm here to at least give it a try. Vegetables, we really struggle with, but meat, bring it on.
Frank and Pape's like, GI problem squad, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. I got major GI problems. Like beef is a problem that I deal with. Lactose intolerance is a problem that I deal with.
That's part of why my diet is what it is, because I can't handle like anything else. It's just funny that meat and like sugar are the two things my body's like, no, we got this.
That's so weird. Yeah, for me, like sugar is kind of a problem. Anyway,
but I love what's happening here.
Yeah.
Is that a tail from the back of the head that's happened? Is that an avatar thing?
It's
the technical term.
So it's Frank and Babe, and the subject in the email was The Matrix, to give you an idea. Humans are in self-sustaining liquid nutrient tubes and safe from any and all environmental damage, living as digital avatars on the advanced internet, waiting for the Earth to heal itself.
I do always wonder for something like that, which is fucking brilliant. And look at this gorgeous creature that's sustaining us. That is the person that you want to keep alive when the world ends.
Yes.
Doesn't there need to be a caretaker of some sort? Because like, wouldn't we have to breed? Someone's gonna need to do there to wake people up or do extra shit. Somehow mix the test tube babies, whatever it is, right? Or do people in a Matrix kind of situation somehow figure out preservation so they just go on for as long as it takes the planet to get ready, and somehow a machine's just like air qualities of the appropriate thing or sea levels are at the right place and like unlocks the tubes.
Well, that's interesting. Well, Bring a Babe goes, I think we will augment ourselves before we physically have time to evolve. Audio Gabriel submitted a joke earlier. Shrimp is the chocolate of the sea. Agreed.
Shrimp is definitely the chocolate of the sea. Oh, delightful. Yeah. All right. I think this is the more realistic option, that the evolution is us going, we're not evolving fast enough for the reality of what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who these little people are, but I love them.
So this is from Albros. Tech neck leads to Gumby ground scavengers, I guess.
I was going to say they look like little Gumby land people.
We have a bot.
Brilliant.
Look at us, we're so important. Ohm Socks 8262. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on bigfollows.com. I don't think so.
Oh, you can't make us famous, but thank you for thinking we were worthy, little random ransomware robot creature person.
Man, it's been so long since I've banned anybody. I forgot how to do it.
It's like me with the chat.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
You're nailing it. Oh my God, I do love these little Gumby guys. Feel free to keep looking for the band feature. I'm
I did.
gonna intake these. My favorite part of these guys, I'm not gonna lie. So far, my favorite part of everybody that I'm seeing on the screen, great hair. All future scenarios lead to fantastic hair, which I think is great
totally
because
agree.
it's got like hints of protective reasonableness, but also like keep it going, right? If you've got hair that you can laugh at a bad hair day, that's the best way we're gonna survive.
Ooh, my food's about to be here.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Um. Okay, next one is. Next one is from Lazy Swan. This week's best artist in the world. Right. Devolution is the next evolution. I just woke up so very grumpy. My pessimism is showing. I'll try to tuck it in. This is us. Backs hunched from sitting all the time. Crossed eyes from looking at little screens. Shortened legs from lack of use. Clawed hands from holding those little screens.
Oh my God. And it looks like possibly even sunburned all over.
Oh, yes. I believe that.
Yeah, this is sad, and I respect your call out for the pessimistic point of view. I'm not going to argue that, but I respect it because it's very grounded in realism. Yet there's levels of ridiculousness here that still give me a great comedic quality. So well done. I love it. Is that drool or tears? I thought it was tears at first, but now I'm realizing I think that's drool.
Yeah, I think that's drool.
That's perfect because even if you hadn't said the devolution thing, we also got that full explanation in a visual.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, look at this future planet with all these little creatures.
Oh, there's some chatter about them.
Is it that everyone only
it's
looks
drool.
at
It's devolutionary drool.
Yeah, I love that. Brilliant.
Audio Gabriel says, looks like me when I wake up in the morning. Same. A wake-up call for spinal health all around. Absolutely, Abras.
It's still more alert than I am in the morning. There's a lot more denial in my first phase. I look more like the Gumbies in my first one, where I'm like, it's not really happening yet. I'll get there, but I'm not there yet. And my hair looks a lot like the dreaded thing coming out of the back of her head.
Oh, I can see that. For me, it's also it's very like it takes me a couple minutes, and then I eventually would just go just stand up, and you just hear the crack.
I have to remember that everything's happening there.
Yeah.
Nothing until I get chocolate in me. So.
Is that your first meal of the day normally?
More often than it probably should be, but yeah.
Just
not every day, but often my first meal incorporates chocolate.
You just rock the chalk.
I mean, you got to, right? Because part of what you're feeding is your soul.
That's fair. These are awesome.
These are so great. I don't know why, but I want to be friends with all of our evolutionary steps.
Frankie Babe said that Kat is refusing to let me draw. I completely get it.
Do that.
Was your cat at the vet today? Is that what I was seeing on Instagram? Hey, whoa! It's like you fucking knew. Look at
someone say cat?
Cat? Who's cat? Welcome to the party, Mr. George Harrison. Everybody, this is GH, Mr. George. Oh, my food's here. He's gonna be pissed because he is all comfy.
Just claimed his
vamp.
Face. Okay.
I'll be right back.
I can't see your chat, so I wish I could vamp with you all. But I guess I'm gonna vamp at you all. So I'm gonna ask some questions so we can put Mark in the wonderful position of having to read all of them afterwards. I believe we just found out that one of you may have been at the vet today. What were y'all doing? How was your day? What's going on? What brought you to this point where you're now telling us about human evolution and the next steps of where we're going? And now we've got our moderator to read them back to us.
Thanks for vamping.
Thanks. My vamp was to say things that they had to respond to in the chat, so you have to tell me everything that just happened.
Oh, in the chat? Lazy Swan says, girl after my own heart. Frankenbabe says, my cat is refusing to let me draw. Audie Gabriel said, breakfast, London broil, char-broiled candy bar. Frankenbabe says, oh no! Frankenbabe, your cat has a UTI? Oh, fuck, I totally get it. I don't remember ordering this.
After sex, it helps.
I did not. Weirdly enough, I wanted seaweed salad, but I did not order it, and they gave it to me.
They just knew you needed it.
Which means that there's gotta be something missing.
Not necessarily. The universe might just have known that you needed it.
No, you're totally right. Yeah, it's just totally additional. Fucking A.
Delightful. So that's the answer to what did Mark do today. Is he got gifted seaweed salad. Seaweed salad. Oh, that's almost like red leather, yellow leather.
Oh, yeah. Can you, seaweed salad.
I said something before seaweed salad.
You did. What was it?
Throw it off. My short-term memory is not the best.
Oh, Frankenbabe.
It's improv,
oh,
so fun.
we should, you know what? You guys don't need to, like, deal with my whole fucking food scenario. What's the next art challenge? I know what the answer is.
It's a great challenge.
It's a fantastic challenge. It was actually submitted by one of y'all today. And I think you know who it is, Frankenbabe. Here it is. Create an animal plant flower hybrid.
So talking about our evolution.
You have 15 minutes.
If an animal and a plant got together, what do they make? I really love this suggestion.
As do I. Oh, all right. Frankenbabe just sent us some cat content, so we got to deliver.
Got some updates.
Frankencat.
Are we sharing?
I'm sharing. Hold on. Oh no. My Streamlabs has been doing this thing recently where it's been like freezing. There we go.
That's always so cute and so fun.
It's so cute and so fun.
But I mean, technical difficulties for a free seaweed salad, I feel like that's a good universal trade-off.
Thanks, Audio Gabriel. Audio Gabriel's off to put the kids to bed. I'll let you know, Audio Gabriel, whether or not you are the audience champion later.
Oh, yep. Literally being held down.
Yeah, literally being held down. Let's rotate
The cat knows what it wants, and it's not for you to have that hand to draw.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope it is since resolved since we've announced this next mission.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a little half-C glove, too? So much going on there.
That's what I think Frankenbabe uses to, like, to write.
Oh, so you doesn't pick it up on Wacom?
Exactly.
Is Wacom or Wacom? I hear him said both ways, and I feel wrong.
But I think Frankenbabe uses an iPad. The new thing right now. The new thing. I'm like my mom.
Tell me about that new thing.
Everyone's wearing leather now. It's like, I don't know. My mom likes to make those generalizations. I think a lot more people are using iPads than Wacoms because they're just easier to operate.
Well, yeah, and that makes sense. They have the feature of the Wacom, but they have a bunch of other features as well too.
Sorry, but Frankenbabe does have a Wacom. It's a Wacom Cintiq.
Oh, so fancy.
It also works on regular paper to keep pencil from smudging. Pro tip.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'm a big smudger. That's good to know.
If I drew, I would smudge.
I haven't drawn much since high school, but once upon a time I did kind of know how to do that. My brother's the real artist in the family. He's an illustrator.
Is he really? I don't know that's what he did.
Yeah. He does lots of different things, but he went to school for illustration and he's a crazy good artist. Yeah, he's delightful.
Does he want to come on the show?
We're very creative side. I should Ask him about it. I think I told him about it once upon a time 100 years ago, but he was still managing a restaurant and had no extra free time. So I should tell him because he's no longer doing that.
Yeah, tell him. Monday nights.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love it. He's super, super artsy.
Awesome.
He actually designed one of my tattoos for me.
Which one?
One that's on my foot.
Oh.
It looks like this swirly design.
Oh, very cool.
But it says Alegria. It's upside down there, but I don't think I can show you from the other angle without a lot of maneuvering.
That's fair. What animal, plant, flower hybrid would you do?
So the first thing that came to my mind is a sunflower. They're my favorite. I know a lot of people think of them like kind of half as weeds, but I just love sunflowers. They make me so happy. So I feel like it makes me want to put something whose little head could go in with the sunflower that does like the Jurassic Park, that kind of guy.
Oh, Dilophosaurus.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Some sort of like salamander, or maybe even what are the prairie dogs? Is that what they're called? The little guys that always jump up and.
I think so, yeah.
Or no, maybe I'm thinking of a meerkat.
I always get the two confused.
Yeah, something like that. Something like the little guy that there's the old video of. Alan. Oh,
Alan.
Yeah, that like one of those guys meets a sunflower, I think is what I would enjoy the most. Because how fucking cute would that be?
That would be adorable.
Yeah, I'm all about the cute. What would you do?
I would do. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just finished White Lotus.
Oh, that's so good. Anyone who hasn't seen it, do yourself a favor.
But like, you know, a blooming lotus and like something fluffy. I mean, knowing me, I'd probably if I had a 15-minute challenge and I had to like, I'd probably combine that with George Harrison.
So does it have the ability to open and close like flower petals, or it's just shaped
So
looking?
Like, the flower petals open and then face.
Yeah, like the sunflower. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, because he's part. What's that? Why am I blanking?
Lotus.
He's half lotus. He's a yoga pose.
He's cat lotus.
He's oh man. He is a. What kind of cat are you? What kind of cat is he?
I only remember Tabby Cat because that's what my dad's cat is, which I didn't know until after I named her Tabitha. So she's Tabby the Tabby.
Maine Coon.
Maine Coon. That is the kind of cat.
Because he kind of has a lion's mane anyway, so like the blooming flower could kind of.
Yeah, turn those into petals.
Yeah.
Adorable. Do you think cat body or more stem like the flower?
Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like Alice in Wonderland, where it's like a flower, but like animated face. Interesting.
I feel like my guy would maybe be the head and like the little hands where leaves would be, but that it's actually stem body, but it's not big like a sunflower. It's little like the guys I'm thinking of, whichever marsupial kind of thing. It's not a marsupial, tiny mammal thing that I'm thinking of. I'm nailing the description of the
crushing
animal that I'm talking about. Making it so vividly clear with my words.
I am in the meantime doing what I have been doing consistently. I don't know if it's partly a bit now because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna plan to eat during Casual
every
Thursday.
time.
But yeah, I mean, when Crowbot was still coming around. Speaking of which, is Crowbot okay? If anyone knows of Crowbot's whereabouts, I hope he's okay. He'd always be he'd always like start off the
Yeah, he's very engaged.
He'd always start being like, what's for dinner, Mark? What's for dinner? So now these are
Robot
pork buns.
Delightful. This challenge makes me think too. A really interesting one that if it could exist, I would love to witness somehow would be if you crossed like a whale and coral or something like that. imagine a whale that somehow had like a coating of coral reef. So it was a mobile coral that was doing the cleansing and all the things that like the sponginess of coral does, but it's a portable version, like with a whale encased in it that could look like that would be good for not getting hunted largely by us. Nothing else really hunts most whales to go chill. But like, what a do-gooder that beast would be.
First of all, before I read Frankenbabe's comment just now, I thought it was the greatest idea I've ever heard. I still think it's an amazing idea.
Did you just say it exists?
No, that coral isn't a plant, it's an animal.
That's right. It's one of the earliest animals. That's right. That's right. It's not long after flatworms. Fuck, that's not a plant. Why do I always think coral's a plant? I guess because it's too pretty. The colors are too pretty to think of it. Yeah, no, but sponges and shit are totally animals. So that's an animal-animal hybrid.
It is, which is fine. Bring it, babe.
No
need to apologize.
No, I love it. First of all, always correct me. I would prefer to be educated than ignorant. And now I'm thinking what, like, it would have to be like an algae whale hybrid or a seaweed whale hybrid. Ooh, yeah. What if it were like replaced the like external part, the skin part of a whale, and it was made of algae kind of seaweedy crap? So it would photosynthesize on its outside, but then it's got mammal shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Internally. See, it even got better. Don't you apologize, Frank and Babe. You just heightened the reality. Yeah, there's so many different options.
Oh, Gabriel asked what's for dinner. Oh, because he knew that I was going to get food.
Pork buns, you said?
I was telling you something.
Can you talk while you eat?
I was telling you something that someone said in the chat, but then I realized it already sort of came and went. It's not important. It's not important, folks.
We appreciated it still, though.
Look at me crushing hosting.
Yes, nailing it, loving it. Plant flower hybrid.
Frank was just saying about your whale algae hybrid. You could have a gorgeous big willowy whale.
Yes, like a sea willow, but a whale.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it would be great. I wonder, there must have, during the evolutionary process, as we are so currently told it works, there must have been animal-plant hybrids at one point for our crossover. I can't remember if we learned. I took AP Bio and all sorts of shit, and once upon a time, I knew so much more information than I still hold in my brain.
No shit. AP
but
Bio
that must
is no.
I thought I was going to be a doctor up until I graduated high school.
Really?
And then I surprised my family being a performer. Yeah, I didn't know performance was a career option. I was told it was just a hobby. So I was going to be a doctor because my grandma's an immigrant. So the two major options were lawyer or doctor, and I went doctor. And then I realized I didn't want to be in school for another like 12 years.
Oh, no, yeah, that's a big deal.
So I went to college to study the arts, where I make equal amounts of money than I would have.
Doctor or performer?
Doctor or improviser? You pick.
Yeah, I grew up. My mother is an immigrant, Jewish immigrant. So, her opinion of like. For them, it was less like, you got to be a doctor or a lawyer or something to make money. It was more like, whatever you want. And then I was like, really? Whatever I want? I'll be an artist. And then they were like, and I was going through high school, and they're like, oh, that wasn't a hobby. Shit.
Yeah, my mom tried to be more supportive. So she like would say things along the lines of whatever you want. But then there would also be like undercutting responses that let you know, like, oh no, 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 no. So the fact that I thought doctor once for a second in elementary school, now everyone's just like, no, you said doctor, so doctor, right? So it's doctor. It's like, I guess I'm gonna be a doctor. Yeah. So there was lots learned. So much of that's been lost to make space for like, how many impressions can I do? And other really useful information.
I'm saving the world.
Yep. One Broadway diva at a time.
90 seconds, artists. 90 seconds.
Crunch time, crunch time. Put on those little final leaves. Add the eyelashes where you need to. Is there hair or is there foliage? We don't know.
We won't know until you send it to smartfactdown@gmail.com.
Smartfactdown.com at Gmail. Oh, so close, so close. So, as you're well into dinner with our 50 some odd seconds left, how was it?
Delicious.
Was it a good dinner? Did it hit the spot?
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Would you recommend the place that you got it from?
I would. Yeah. I order from it pretty regularly. It's like it's my go-to sushi spot. The sushi is totally good. Like I wouldn't say it's the best sushi I've ever had, but the buns are super good. So it's called Ichiban or Ikiban in Hoboken. And they've got all this. I mean, they got like duck buns and pork buns.
Interesting. Hearing you correct that pronunciation, I'm wondering, but I grew up near a place that we knew as Ichiban, and they did like the grill in front of you and like all the prep at the...
Time's up, folks. Art supplies down. Send everything to where you know to send it. Fart Smack.
Smackdown, gmail.com. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Try.
I don't know. Ellen and I go back and forth. So I think she calls it Ikiban. I call it Ichiban. I don't know which one's correct, but either way.
But I didn't realize that. Yeah, a bunch of suburban kids in Syracuse, New York, probably weren't pronouncing that Japanese restaurant perfectly.
Yeah, same with two suburban kids from Englewood, New Jersey. So.
Yep.
Oh, we got some art. And it is awesome. Lazy Swan. Coming right up. Hold on, I just got to...
do some technical magic. I still keep hoping I can figure out how to turn this chat back on, but it's not going to happen today.
Damn it.
Let's be smart. Here we go. Oh!
Isn't that pretty?
Oh my God, look at those magnificent little birds growing off the leaves. Are there ass feathers like berries or petals or something?
The email subject is Birdie Mum Mum. This is a chrysanthemum, parentheses mum, flower bush. The pretty puffy flowers have evolved into bird puffs.
Oh my God, it looks like their farts are flowers. I love them so much.
Their
chrysanthemum.
Their toots are so gorgeous.
Oh my God, they're lovely. I also love the color scheme for where this is taking us. It's very like natural, but with the bursts of joy.
Excuse me.
God's bless you.
Thank you.
They are absolutely delightful. I'm just realized I'm going to be fascinated trying to figure out how all of these breed, which I don't mean to take it to a sexual place. The technical part of my brain just goes, oh, that's interesting. Do they lay eggs or are they like a pollinating kind of a...
It's real pretty, but how do they fuck?
Yeah, because how funny would it be if they're pollinators and you've got little birds with these cute flower asses and bees landing in their butts? I mean, that's just the cutest way to reproduce ever, I think.
That's so cute. That's the yeah. This one said droppings. Like
Oh
maybe
yeah, how do they
they
excrete?
lay eggs like chickens, and those eggs sprout into these trees.
Yeah, their eggs are literally seeds. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Ooh.
Possibilities are endless.
So this is fun. All right.
Yeah, coming up.
All right, here we go. Coming right up. Coming right up is
Oops.
Frankenbabe. Oh wait, I double clicked it, but I clicked
I do love that these little chrysanthemum mums come in a pack too, that they're a little bush, so they've all got each other.
the wrong thing. Yeah. Cat glove datura. Um, yeah, that's it. No further description.
Cat glove datura. So I'm definitely noticing
Oh,
between the eyes, the forehead thing or something,
oh the subject
and the
is
petals.
the subject is foxglove? Question mark cat glove.
I don't know that I know what foxglove means. Is that a plant of some sort?
Maybe. Frankenbabe, got some more context for us? I mean, off the bat, I'm in love with this creature.
Foxgloves, plant. Digitals is a
Foxglove is a flower.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's got the cute little like bells hanging down. It almost looks like the beginning of the old school Alice in Wonderland where all the flowers are like
Oh
doopy doopy
yeah.
doopy Alice.
Yeah.
It's like one of those ones that has the bells that put their heads up and come down. Yeah, so that those are all hanging here. Yeah, 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 yeah. It actually almost looks like that scene created a creature with the Cheshire cat,
Mm-hmm.
which is still yeah, this creature would definitely make sense in Alice in Wonderland for sure.
That's gorgeous.
I mean, the Cheshire cat was always very flirty, in my opinion. I would not put it past him to have mingled with the flowers in that scene.
Oh, absolutely. The Cheshire Cat fucks. Frankenbabe said, they are bells. They got their name because they look like they could be little gloves for foxes. And they're super poisonous. Abra says, there's scent to these flowers. Frankenbabe said, they do smell nice.
Beautiful. So a nice smelling cat that's poisonous to kill you feels like everything also lines up very much from the plant and the animal side. That
I'd
like
say so.
what cat isn't just adorable and beautiful in one way or another? And yet every time I'm around a cat, the part of my brain never shuts off that's like, don't forget, they're a tiny predator. Like
Ugh.
even if it's a house cat, they're still
My
a
cat
predator.
stalks my other cat. George Harrison stalks Vespa on the regular.
They'll hunt. Yeah, that's why I want to be on the good side of every cat I meet. I'm like, if you need space, I'll give you space, but like I want to know what your terms are because you could come for me one day and I want to be the one that you're like, no, she was cool.
Oh yeah, sometimes my cat stalks me. Like I'll be like walking and suddenly hear something, and I'll turn around, and I'll see his like just one eye through the door.
Right. Yeah, this means I'm hidden.
Yeah. This next one is from Abros.
I wonder if the plant part of our two existing ones would get along enough or if the bird cat combo would make them natural enemies.
Oh, probably enemies. Oh, Frankie Babe said Bugsy likes to hunt flies, but he always makes such a little chirping noise when he starts to run. So does mine, which would give him away if he was actually hunting. Absolutely. Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah. He does this like little noise.
Yeah, that where they like almost sound like a squeak toy kind of a thing.
Yeah, but like for him, it's a little bit more like along with that too.
Yeah,
Allie does it really well. I don't know how to do it, but this one is called the elusive moon flowler.
First of all, I love the medium in which we're working here. So much respect to getting a three-dimensional
Oh yeah,
thing going on here.
Abros really, I love when Abros goes like textual and like uses like construction paper and stuff.
Yeah, makes it leap off the page. The fluffiness of that little perched creature in the middle too is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Tell me me the title of this again. Sorry.
The Moon Flowler, because I think it's fowl, like
yeah,
fowl
like
and
a
flower.
bird of some sort. It looks like a baby owl inside a daisy.
Yes.
That's just so delightful as well. Just hatching right out. I also love that there's even little feet, like there's a whole little creature inside.
Yes.
Ooh, Ross, are these connected, or are they a hybrid in that one is like home for the other, that they're like, can he detach from this flower part of it, or are they always connected in there? That's actually true for the chrysanthemum mums too, I guess. Are those little birdie parts able to fly off and separate, or are they locked in? I hadn't even thought about this.
Very good question. Very important question. These are so great.
Oh my god, look at this little world.
Right? Oh, I love this so much. Oh, Abra says, when they leave the nest, the flower dies, I think. Oh.
Oh, so the flower's like a souped up placenta. I dig it. I dig it.
That's real. These are
yeah.
amazing.
These are phenomenal.
I
feel like I've just jumped into somewhere between Alice in Wonderland and Fern Gully.
Oh my god, absolutely. The original Avatar. Are you ready? Are you all ready for the 30-minute masterpiece challenge?
Here we go. Here we go.
All right. So, going with the evolutionary species track. Where is it?
As we've established so far this eve.
This one said, I went to school in a place called Fern Tree Gully. That's amazing.
Oh, I love that.
Depict an ancient yet undiscovered, as of yet, species. Depict an ancient yet undiscovered species.
If you could, like, dream up the best ancient times creature, especially one that you'd want to come to life. I think about that all the time. I don't know what it was about our childhood for how much they must have given us information then. I guess there's like Land Before Time and lots of stuff that made you think that they were ancient time things were more tangible. But I still feel like we're going to be able to bring things to life again somehow.
Frankie Babe has a question. Ancient as in prehistoric and no longer living, or ancient as in like the frilled shark or horseshoe crab, which are living fossils? Good question.
Whatever that means to you would be my
I mean,
either.
Ancient in the sense that it did exist in ancient times, but undiscovered in the sense that like we are not aware of its existence yet.
Right. It's not like you read this National Geographic article on this thing, but like, ooh, what if?
Essentially, another way to phrase it is a species that could have existed in ancient times, but you are basically creating it out of nowhere.
Yeah, like it could be ancient times, like how we call ancient Greeks and Romans and the pyramids of Egypt and stuff like that ancient, or it could be like dinosaur, like ancient. Yeah, anything.
And then in 13 and a half minutes, we will give you the compromise. And
it's cute.
It's super cute.
So ready, because she cute.
Would you like to see the two finalists for Audience Champion for this week?
I would love nothing more.
I was hoping you'd say that. Okay.
Think about all that.
The two finalists for Audience Champion for this week. And I'm going to tell you what the masterpiece was before I show you what it is. The challenge was draw what heaven tastes like to you.
I love that.
And the two finalists are...
God, that's hard to draw, though. That's a great prompt, but that's really hard to show just as a still visual.
Try showing it in VR, like this guy.
So
this is bad examples. I should probably
I
read
don't understand how he builds these things so fast.
fucking know. He wrote, "This is what I call, quote, Jesus potatoes. I call them that because I believe these are the sin he died for. They are made in the Instant Pot with Parmesan and horseradish. Cheesy, spicy goodness."
Jesus definitely died for Instapot food. That's a known fact.
Oh, without a doubt. I want to watch it again.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that it dives us into that. We see like, oh, here's some angels. We're in heaven.
Oh,
But
and the compromise was everyone has to wear masks, which is why they all look like angel surgeons.
oh my God, hysterical. Yes, with that glowing steam. Oh my God, the masks. I didn't even notice that before, but that makes them so much better. Angels with masks.
Yeah, so that's
right in there.
That's one. Oh,
Mm.
sound? Okay.
Are those? Is that a flavor that could actually be tasted in real life, or was he inventing this dream potato?
Oh no, I think it's his favorite food. I think ultimately it ended up being people's favorite foods, and I think that's his favorite.
Yeah, I mean, when you said it, the first thing I pictured was chocolate fountain.
Oh, like Willy Wonka style?
Pretty close, yeah. It's a great.
Not the chocolate fountain that used to be at the Pitt holiday party.
Oh my God, that chocolate fountain. Do you remember the year that the chocolate fountain didn't work? And the whole day before, I had spent telling the person who was in charge of chocolate fountain, who I won't throw under the bus, but I'd spent the whole day telling him, you need to do a test run. We always do a test run to make sure it works.
I remember that.
One year we didn't do a test run, and then it didn't happen. And a certain person spent the whole holiday party passing me going, do we know what's going on with the chocolate fountain? And I had to keep telling him over and over again, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen this year. We ran into technical difficulties.
Oh, man.
Chocolate fountain almost ruined chocolate fountains for me, but luckily I own 2 of my own, so we're still okay.
You own 2 chocolate fountains? As in like fondue sets? Or like
Yep, one's like a full multiple tiered tower chocolate fountain, and one is like little individual stacking dishes that you can heat up that way and then have as little separate individuals, you know, in case I'm hosting like a large party or a small party and we really need that much chocolate, because I host so many parties. For those of you who don't know me, I almost never have humans come to my house. That's true pre-pandemic too. I'm not a host.
So that's 18 months. What you're looking at has been Hutch's entire existence for 18 months.
I mean, I have another room and a bathroom, but it's magnificent. It's glorious, guys. She's having fun with herself. There's a lot of songs and my neighbors think I'm crazy. I do wonder about that all the time because they definitely hear me practicing impressions that were spoken about earlier and other such things.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And I can only imagine that they just have guessing games when people are over about like, what do we think the crazy woman's doing tonight? And I'm like screaming as though I'm Bernadette Peters at the top of my lungs.
I love your Bernadette Peters. I think Bernadette Peters is phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Here is the second finalist.
Great to go with Jesus potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need to at some point have an in-person Art Smackdown gathering, and it should be a potluck with everyone bringing their heaven tastes like this dishes.
God, that's a great fucking idea. All right, here it is.
I love the entry into heaven is a high dive.
Mm-hmm. It's from Audio Gabriel, and caption is, "This is where all dogs go, and also me."
Into a giant bowl of ramen. I also appreciate that this heaven is grounded. It's not up in the clouds. It's still aware of some laws of physics.
Yes.
There's gravity and things present.
Yeah. It's
do we think that's a sauce splash in the background, or is that like the sun or something?
Oh, I took it to be a sun. I think it's
setting upon the just eternal. That would actually kind of be a nice quality of heaven could have, that you're just always halfway in between sunset or sunrise.
Oh yeah, I think this might be on a cloud.
We're in amongst the clouds.
I think we're in amongst the clouds.
Oh, I love it.
Actually, I mean, while we're talking about it, I mean, I could just announce the audience champion right now. I mean,
guys, do we want to have a little treat early today?
It's a little treat early. Let's do it.
That kind of week.
Let's play a little game. Now, it's already been decided by the host on Monday. But if this were you, which one would you choose?
Oh, I hate when you make me choose things.
Not that it's your favorite, your personal, but our host is a nutritionist. So who do you think the nutritionist?
Oh God, between ramen and cheesy potatoes.
Yeah.
I feel like potatoes are technically a vegetable, so that makes me, my first instinct is like, well, ramen's not really vegetables, at least from my understanding.
Although it can have vegetables in it.
Well, that's what I was just going to say.
But
so then, even though it's based on a vegetable, the cheesy goodness piled on top is probably actually the antithesis of a nutritionist dream. And whereas whatever you can put on top and add to ramen gives it room to go that way. So for the flexibility's sake, I'm going to guess high dive.
Interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, speaking personally, I
love those creepy angels, though.
I'm a huge potatoes fan. Huge angel surgeon fan.
Yeah.
And a good buddy of mine got me an Instant Pot for my wedding, and it is for someone who like
different than a crock pot. Yeah, because a crock pot's a slow cooker. Instant Pot's the opposite.
I mean, there is crossover, but yes, like I believe because he got it for me because he's like. Because I at the time like wanted to like get a little bit more into cooking. Closer
to a pressure cooker, right?
I think so. I think it's more.
I still barely know how to cook.
Yes, closer to a pressure cooker, I believe. If anyone in the, I don't know. I'm nowhere. I should not be speaking as if I'm an expert on.
I know my cooking skills max out where I'm like pretty decent at a George Foreman grill, which is where you plug it in and it has the setting. That's where I thrive.
Yeah, so then
I formerly was an expert at the microwave arts, but I'm trying to eat a little bit better. So now I'm mastering the George Foreman arts. So I mean, I'm killing it. If you want to know.
And for me, I mean, my dad was always very wary of microwaves. Like, and so I feel like I've sort of like I have
it's a logical reaction.
Yeah, I've inherited this sort of like I can appreciate what a microwave is and does and the service it provides, but I try to use it as little as possible.
These days I do the same thing. I will heat up water or milk for hot chocolate or tea or something. That's most of it.
Okay.
Defrosting things. I try to keep stuff fresher.
Yeah, defrosting.
I asked if you're about to say who the host picked. What would your pick be? Now, you know what they did, so I can't ask you what do you think the nutritionist would pick. I didn't say what my personal pick was. What do you think would be my pick between the two?
Ooh. Bam. Flipping the script.
That in your pipe and smoke it.
I think that so I'm trying to guess what you would guess my decision would be. My choice would be.
Yeah.
I think that you would, knowing me, assume that I would go in the VR direction. Both because of like Instant Pot and like also like the like hilarious
the Angel Crew.
Yeah, the Angel Doctors and yeah, just the VR of it all is what I would assume that you would assume I would pick.
I actually just realized the VR one almost looks like the crew from Clockwork Orange died and took over heaven.
That's
with the masks on, that's what they look like.
For me, so whenever I see like white masks and white like awkward looking people in like that like are wearing like doctor or nurse costumes but aren't. I always think of Pee-wee's Big Adventure when the clowns are stealing his bike. It's the dream sequence. It's a nightmare sequence where he dreams of all of these like horrific clowns wearing fucking like nursing outfits, like trying to like put it back together, like make it look like they're trying to save the bike, but they're actually like chainsawing it in half. And that I used to fast forward through that, even though Pee-wee's Big Adventure was like one of my favorite movies of all time. I always used to fast forward through it because it was so horrifying. Audio Gabriel's back. Perfect timing, Audio Gabriel, because we're about to announce whether you won or not. So okay, yeah. So the winner is I'm just gonna announce it now that Audio is back. Is Audio Gabriel. Audio Gabriel is the audience champion. Hope you can join us on Monday as audience champion.
Well done,
Audio Gabriel.
Well done.
Which is exciting because yeah, I haven't had you on the show in a while, and it is I love having you on the show. So congratulations, you and your delicious looking ramen. Right, Audio Gabriel. I'm assuming you're talking about the Pee Wee Herman, the Pee-wee's Big Adventure scene that I was just talking about, because it is the scariest scene on the fucking planet. Anyway, and we're about 40 seconds away from the compromise, so I'm just going to start getting that ready right now.
Yep, and I'm going to reflect one more time on the tuck and roll in that dive into the ramen.
Oh yeah, let's go back. Because
being able to depict that in just 3 little captions, like a fucking flip book accuracy, is so much hard. It's one of those things that can go unnoticed, but like that's a real skill to have known. This is the simplest route to get you to see a full active motion in a 2-dimensional space.
That's a great call, because I assumed that it was 3 different people all just having a great time, and we're going to just forget the fact that
could be that too. There's flexibility, but the amount of story that gets told with that little choice of snapshots,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, up against VR keeps it just as fluid and moving. Very impressive.
Time for the compromise. The compromise is you must include at least one character from the Ghostbusters. Now, to clarify, it doesn't have to be a Ghostbuster or even all of the Ghostbusters. It could be Slimer. It could be Vigo. It could be Peter McNichol. It could be Sigourney Weaver. It could be anyone. Yeah.
It could be either Ghostbuster movie.
It could be Rick Moranis. Yes, exactly. It could even be the new Ghostbusters.
If somebody from the Ghostbusters world is showing up with our undiscovered ancient species.
So there it is. 14 minutes left. Ladies, gentlemen, and other.
I feel like undiscovered species is kind of what the Ghostbusters specialize in, because there's no way many of those things we come back are human ghosts.
Well, like, I mean, when they all get when they all get loose after
once the portals open, right?
Yeah, once the dude from Real Genius orders them to like shut down the vault, and they all run loose in New York. Not all of them are human. I mean, Slimer isn't necessarily human, even though like I think he was once, like I think his came from a human.
There's some connection, but he's like morphed and stuff. Yeah,
but there are a bunch of ghosts that are flying around wreaking havoc that are either not human, never were human, but were other species, or are now no longer human.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, this is their forte.
Yeah. Have you ever heard Dan Aykroyd talk about like ghosts and like? I
just, from that Netflix show that I was watching, the Ghostbusters episode on.
Oh yeah.
It had some information on that, and he apparently family history that his father and grandfather both did career things at one point that had to do with um, mediums and things related to channeling the other side
Yeah.
that I was completely unfamiliar with. Only makes me love Dan Aykroyd that much more.
Yeah, he's a wild dude. I mean, he's deep into that shit. I mean, as am I, but like it's like I mean, like like I mean, he's like he gets like really into. I mean, it's like in podcasts or in like just other interviews that I've seen him in. Like he gets real deep into his belief in ghosts and spirits and aliens and just totally other dimensional. It's fascinating. It's awesome.
I can get down with that completely.
Yeah, Frankie Baby goes major occultists in the Aykroyd fan. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that he ended up being one of the biggest comedians of his time. That's
Incredible.
such a beautiful turn from that world to be able to loop that. And that like he made the joke in what is it, the movies that made us. That's the Netflix thing that I watched the episode on that. And it early on they like show you the preview clip and he says like something about because it's part of the family business that of course you think is like a joke, and then he gets into it more and you're like, oh no, it really was like your phase of the family business to do some ode to the beyond.
Yeah,
that I enjoy that. Is your family into ghosts and things of that nature at all, or are you the only one who's kind of into that stuff?
It's sort of openly just me. I think different members of my family have had different experiences. As I came out sort of later, once it was sort of like, all right, like Mark's way deeper into like wackadoo shit than I'll ever be, so I can trust him with it. But
open possibility.
Yeah, well, so like my so my my mom believes that at one point she was visited by aliens or beings from another dimension. Kind of
was
like
it a good experience or was it a rough experience?
Oh, it was horrifying. I mean, it wasn't like in her memory or in what she expressed. It wasn't like a full like abduction. It was more of a like Back to the Future scenario where she woke up in bed and there was a being standing at like the foot of her bed with bright green eyes and like was like everything's okay. Yeah.
She was visited. She wasn't abducted.
Not in her memory. My brother. So my mother had a older sister that she never met because her older sister died when she was 2.5 in Uzbekistan, like during World War II, like during the Holocaust. Well, my family was trying to outrun the Nazis. The reason why that's important is that we never met her. She was 2.5 when she died in 1943 or 41. But in my brother's apartment in New York, the first one that he had, the second apartment he ever had, it was like right down the street from the original Joe's Pizza in the West Village on Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first came back from Chicago, when I first moved back from Chicago, I stayed there a lot. And I basically just like crashed there for the most part, and Joe would crash at his girlfriend's place because it was a studio apartment. It was basically a studio, yeah. So I was staying there one night, and I woke up to this like crazy whirring sound and this like orange sort of orb floating, and like this feeling that a like small female presence was like in the room. And I told my brother about it the next day when he came home. I was like, "Hey, have you ever noticed this before?" And Joe was like, "Oh yeah, it's Hannah." He was like, "Oh yeah, it's mom's mom's sister." and for some reason we feel like she just like chose him and his energy and his crazy
Yeah.
hobbit hole in the tiny apartment in New York as a place to connect. It was so like that's
Easy.
it's like that was a big thing for me because like my brother up until that point, he and I never really talked about anything sort of like spiritual. I kind of just assumed that he just didn't really operate there all that much. So like I mean, little stories here and there. I've lived in, or at least lived in apartments where I've been very aware of other presences that I've talked about on the show, I think. But I don't know. How about you?
Family wise, very. I'm sure people that felt from both extremes. My grandmother was super Catholic. She was supposed to be a nun. And then her grandmother was like, maybe go explore the world a little before you. And she met my grandfather and moved from the Philippines over here. So I can't remember what the Filipino word was for, but she had a word that I guess meant like spirits that live in the walls. So she would talk all the time about like, oh, the spirits were saying this or whatever. So when I was a kid, I kind of just blanket assumed everything's a little blurry. Nobody knows where anything is. Because here's this Catholic that has all these like pagan beliefs as well. But like her husband, my grandfather, is also super logical and very like black and white about this is the way the world is and very, realistic and stuff. So I knew not to express openly too much of like, oh yeah, ghosts are definitely real or whatever, because there would be pushback. So it's given me a good amount of like, I'm grounded in reality. I believe science, but I also believe science has limitations as it has every other point of time. So I'm very open to and have definitely had some interesting experiences. Like with aliens, probably 10 or so years ago, I was walking on the street in New York and all of a sudden noticed everybody was stopped and staring in one direction. So I stop and look, and there's these like weird fucking glowing orbs in the sky that were moving in these very unexplainable ways and changing sizes and shapes.
Where
a little. Were you? Midtown on the east side.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was at like 31st-ish, I think, and maybe like First Ave, something like that. I don't exactly remember, but I just remember stopping. And this was back in like flip phone days and stuff. So I didn't take a video of it because I don't know that my phone could even do photos and videos because I'm young and hip.
Sure are, Mom.
For a lot, like they were there for a long time, and then at one point they like kind of multiplied and shrunk together. It was like for a while it was 2, and then it turned into 3, but it didn't make sense how it was just a lot of stuff that physics as I know it didn't make sense, and enough to make a fuck ton of New Yorkers stop in our tracks and just go, what the fuck? But I did find it on YouTube years later. Someone did get it. They were scanning at a different point that I was at, and I was like, I'd forgotten about it. I thought I must have made it up or whatever. My brain had written it off and didn't keep that memory. And then someone showed it to me and I was like, wait, I've seen this. I was there. And remembered standing because there was like a woman near me that we kind of looked, and she was the only person I like made any real exchange with. But when I first stopped, I just kind of like gave her a look and she said, I'm seeing it too. And I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, that's right. So, like, I've definitely had plenty of weird things, ghost or alien or whatever, that are odd and unexplainable enough for me to go, either some rich people are doing shit with technology that's just so fucking beyond that none of us can even picture and understand what's going on, or something else is happening. But
wild. That's wild.
What you see is not all that you get.
Frankenbabe wrote... Rosicrucianism is basically the occult Catholicism. It's very fascinating.
Yeah, I definitely did not respect Catholicism as a child. I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but like I was the little kid that before I could read, when I had to go to mass, I would like sit on the little kneeling part backwards and hold a Bible in my hand and pretend I was reading witch spells, because the whole time I was there, like I was just a little kid. No one explained it to me that well. And I was like, I don't know, it's adults that go into zombie mode and are silent while one person chants up front and then everyone stands up and in unison like says something together for a while, and then we sit back down, and you get like water splashed on you sometimes, or like crackers given out or whatever. That I definitely did not know the difference between Wiccan and Catholic until I was like 5 or 6, and I was very Catholic. they were very, very blurry for me. Still are a bit, but that's a story for a different day. Right now, you guys have 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
2 minutes left for some ancient species. Do you want to do that real quick? What would be your ancient species that you would want to see?
I'd want it to be like a flying, like a flying buffalo, like a pterodactyl, but like a massive fucking beast.
Yeah, okay.
That like under current like physics and like you'd never see it, but like something like a massive hulking animal beast, but that also is able to like soar through the air like an eagle.
I love that. The first prehistoric thing that comes to my mind is saber-toothed tiger.
I used to love saber-toothed tigers.
Everyone does, right? Because they're the fucking shit.
So fucking cool. The fucking
they're the
huge fucking yeah.
Oh, they're just amazing. But I also kind of want to see something that bridges that gap of aquatic to land that we had talked about at some point earlier. And I feel like if there's like a saber-toothed hippo kind of thing or something that had a little bit more intensity, but like a giant tadpole hippo, maybe.
Ooh.
Something that can go back and forth.
I like
that.
Saber-toothed
turtle, maybe? I don't know. Somewhere along these lines in this saber-toothed turtle. I think that's actually it. I would like to see a saber-toothed turtle.
5 seconds, everybody.
Getting there.
Art supplies down. Art supplies down. Please send all of your masterpieces to Smackdown at gmail.com.
Smackdown? That feels like it would be fun facts about sharks.
Yep. That is a shacked. I'm very excited for these.
I'm very excited for these. We've created some beautiful worlds already so far, and this can only add to it.
Absolutely. It's 9:22. We've already announced the audience winner. We are being efficient.
Again.
Yeah, Audio Gabriel.
Diving deep into that ramen. Ramen. I'm losing the ability to speak English.
Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Are you a ramen fan? Do you like ramen? Did we already cover this?
Ramen freaks me out. I don't do well with anything remotely soup-like. And I struggle with spaghetti as well. So ramen sits
You struggle being able to do it or conceptually
able to swallow.
Interesting.
Yeah, my gag reflex just has no tolerance for soup.
I don't know if I've talked about that on this, but something that like Allie does not understand is my other than ramen, but like my general sort of like tendency to avoid soup at all costs.
Yeah, I should either be chewing or sipping. The idea that I have to simultaneously do both just like does not compute to something in my psyche. And when I try to ingest things that sit somewhere between that, my throat's always just like, bitch, please. I don't want any part of that. I had to spit out poached octopus once at a restaurant.
Poached puss? Poached octopus?
Some poached puss. Yep. It felt like mucus. I don't recommend it.
So texture is a big thing for you.
Texture's very big. Yes.
So this
Yes,
is from
yes.
Lazy Swan. Ancient coral. And the description is, it walks, it winks, it licks. With slime
Oh my
obviously in the
God.
background.
Amazing. So it looks like it's picking up some seaweed. So it's an herbivore coral, which I love. What do they eat now? Do they eat algae? Do they eat other little?
No
Is that in
idea.
there?
I should know this, but I have no
I don't know, but I love the fact that winking is an included feature. I respect the hell out of that. And I also love how beautifully paired Slimer and this coral are.
Right?
They're the two best friends that anybody could have.
and what a perfect Slimer it is too.
Yeah, what a beautiful Slimer. Also makes me hope that the actual Slimer was from ancient times.
Lazy Swan goes, it was a weird twist of fate.
It was a very weird twist of fate that I am all about.
I love the use of color. I love that like there is consistent color between the eyes of the coral Slimer and the reef behind them.
And the mouth of Slimer, his tongue, and the holes of the coral.
It's just so fun and like just so.
That design is beautiful.
It's incredible.
And the detail of like the shadow underneath it too, so I know that it's not just coral, but it's detached, it's in movement. Love brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. And I love that they're giving each other a little bit of like flirty side eye too.
Oh, absolutely. It's like
there's some chemistry going. They're like, "Oh, who are you? Did you go to this party too? I didn't even know you were invited."
Not that I'm complaining that you're here, but
yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Oh. We got another Slimer. You guys did a really good job depicting Slimer, who I just found out today was supposed to be based visually off of John Belushi.
Slimer? Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
That's if he was supposed to be in the original cast and then he passed, so they wanted Slimer to look like him.
This is from Abros.
Oh my goodness.
Repurposeful evolution or a cruel prank?
I can't tell if this is a salamander with a million legs or a worm that has sprouted legs or whatever, but I love that it's crossing worlds like we've been talking about so much. It has lizard reptilian kind of feels to it, but it's also got what look to be like gills and fin type things going on, like we're in the fish world. I respect that both of these are breaking the boundaries of what a typical species would be now, which is exactly, I think, what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And is he on a Mario tube?
Abros, I thought like a pipe. Abros said, it's big. It wants to emerge from water, and Slimer gave it wings. Can he be trusted?
Yeah, Slimer's like, get up here and float with me. And I love is that one little tiny tooth, or one large tooth, I guess, sticking out the bottom. I feel like these guys would all be friends. I feel like that's why.
Tooth. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, I feel like the coral and this blue guy are also totally friends. That's why Slimer's zipping between the two of them.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Oh my God, I just met this coral you're gonna love. Let me give you wings so you can fly over and go check her out.
Oh, I love that.
And with the like Stegosaurus feeling spikes with a little thwack at the tip of the tail. Technical difficulties are really the main theme of today, if we've learned from nothing else.
They are. What? Streamlabs, we're so close. What's happening here?
Can we still be heard?
There we go. Okay.
Did just visuals go down, or did everything go down?
No, I think we were able to be heard. There we go. All right. I just want to put you there. Great. And here's the last one. Frankenbabe.
You guys, you're doing so good.
So this one is actually we'll make it big and then we'll give it its own space. It was initially the Roc, R-O-C, an ancient mythical giant bird. But consider this: every single civilization on Earth, no matter how remote, has some mythology about a dragon or a dragon-like creature. What if there was a giant, slightly evolved archaeopteryx or bird/dino link, which can account for what we know as dragons? Parentheses.
Yeah, because we found out that most dinosaurs actually were closer to birds and were probably covered in feathers, right? So that feels like that's not even that cuckoo bananas. That's not Game of Thrones shit. That's like kind of possible.
That's totally kind of possible. And the parentheses is, the smoke didn't make it to the Ghostbusters character, but it was supposed to become the suggestion of Slimer.
The smoke in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, because Slimer's still in the ocean or wherever with his other buddy by Mario Tubes.
Yeah.
He's just billowing the smoke, getting ready to come over and gather the rest of his gang.
Speaking of dragons, here's my little furball dragon.
The modern day dragon. Indeed. Oh my god, these guys are
these incredible,
phenomenal. I want to go to a dinner party with all of them.
I know. I'm also very glad that we don't like rate these anymore. I think that, like
I hate having to rate you guys. Anytime I've been made to choose you guys, I didn't want to do it, and it hurt my soul.
Oh, Frank Babe said that the bird is based on the. Okay, come on. It's based on the harpy eagle, and that there's a saber-toothed tiger down there for scale. So that tiny thing is a saber-toothed tiger, just to show you.
So a saber-toothed tiger is like
tiny,
ankle high.
Yeah.
On this thing, yeah, that's a huge fucking bird dragon thing.
All right, this is George Harrison's way of
trying to give us scale as well. So it's like if you were there and the of the dragon.
And Lisa's one said it's so much more fun. I feel like I can experiment more. I'm so glad.
Experiment away.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, I mean it's really about making the best art possible, and I just competition wasn't doing that for. I feel like it was possibly putting a lot of people in their heads, and it was making it uncomfortable for us, who have to tell you which ones are our favorites. It was a good
favorite.
Yeah, it was a good idea in the beginning.
Favorite. That's like, don't ask a parent to judge their children. You can't do that. I can tell you what stands out for me in each of your beautiful artwork, but I could never really pick.
No. And Frankie Babe's right. George Harrison is insisting that he be the only dragon here.
It's like, stop talking about apex predators. I've got that covered.
It's time for fiery cuddles. Well, it is 9:30. We've accomplished all of the challenges, and we have.
You guys blew me away.
Yeah. Congratulations to all of you for creating amazing art. Congratulations to Audio Gabriel for being the audience champion. Now on Monday, it's going to be. I remember. I know it from memory. The judge. Well, first of all, the best artist in the world, Lazy Swan, who's in the room. Audience champion, Audio Gabriel, also in the room, and the guest host is going to be Frankenbabe, also in the room. And challenger is still TBD, or at least it is as far as you all know. In the meantime, amazing work, everyone.
Guys, such good artwork. Thank you for having me.
If anyone has anyone they want to raid,
throw them out now.
No. All right. Well, I'm gonna raid Friend Zone.
Nice.
It's the it's essentially the guys from Human Giant, Rob Hubel and Paul Scheer.
Nice.
So if you guys want to stick around or join them, that's great. If not, have a great weekend. Doodly-doo.